Trapmore gang, we've got some very sad news coming out of Chicago. It's just been revealed that 051 Melly's brother, 051 Woo, was actually shot and killed overnight in Chicago. The news has just broken, and, a lot of people have kind of been given their say on the situation. But again, somebody that's kind of been around some of the most notorious people in Chicago drill, has been there through the most relevant eras, has unfortunately just lost their lives. And again, it's another one of those reminders of just how unsafe it is to be involved in this scene and staying in Chicago. Now, there's some details that are still coming out, and there's actually still been quite a lot of confusion about exactly where this went down, with a lot of pages actually seemingly mistakenly reporting that Woo actually died in this shooting, a mass shooting that went down downtown in Chicago. So this was going around. It basically said LaSalle and Hubbard mass shooting update. 4 people were shot and 1 person was killed. It says Chicago police were investigating a deadly mass shooting that left a man dead, 3 others critically wounded overnight in downtown Chicago. On Sunday, December the 28th, 2025, around 2:35 a.m., Chicago police responded to multiple calls of shots fired and several people shot. Now, here's what's really crazy. It blows your mind. Upon arrival, they found 4 gunshot victims in and around a green Lamborghini SUV. So some people seem to think that this was related to Woo. Other people are saying that this isn't actually it, but somebody did pass away, age 34, from multiple gunshot wounds to the body, and 3 other people were in critical condition. And there's actually some photos from the scene of that shooting here. You can see the green Lamborghini. You can't see any injuries or any people that are hurt in these images, but you can just see the vehicle that incident went down in. But it's basically been reported that this has kind of been confused with the shooting where Woo lost his life, and various outlets, including Squid Ape, who does a lot of really good reporting on everything going on in Chicago. He has made it clear that he believes that the actual crime scene, and there's been footage of it too. So the incident itself apparently actually went down in a different location on 127th and Western, but he was shot and killed at the same night, December the 28th, 2025. And a lot of people are just mourning him, pointing out the fact that he was related to 051 Melly, who's obviously one of the most notorious Chicago shooters, hitters, whatever you want to call them, in the city to ever really do it. I'm saying we're not condoning it, but he was notorious in those streets, okay? Now, one Redditor did post some footage of the alleged crime scene, the actual crime scene where Woo passed away, and this did appear to be on 122nd and Western, which again is quite far away from downtown. So this is some of the footage from the crime scene. Now, we're not seeing anything, we're not seeing any injuries or anything like that. We're just seeing, a large police presence, and they've got sort of a enclosed area locked down here, and members of the public are kind of just trying to see what's going on with this. So it seems like this actually is footage from the scene where Woo passed away. Basically, people are trying to get to the bottom of this. People are saying it's actually 1 face a month at this point. It is sad. I mean, we just saw the death of Bayzoo. We're seeing all different types of people that were really legendary, or at least connected to, that really early golden age of Chicago drill. People like Bayzoo and Melly, and their back and forths are legendary. Even now, if I pop out and I talk about, the back and forths that Bayzoo and Melly had, a lot of people want to hear about that. A lot of people want to know what's going on. And, these things, they do seem to unfortunately catch up with people in the city. It's very, very sad. It says these dudes be getting caught in the burbs in Indiana, like every other members don't live or hang out there too. RIP. Some people are saying nobody considers 122 West in the burbs, even if it technically is. Saying LMAO, it's called the Wild 100s for a reason. People are saying 122nd and Western is Blue Island, right by Blue Island train station. You out-of-towners need to learn your place around here. That is 110% the suburbs, and that is 110% not the Wild 100. Which part of Wild 100s is in the suburbs as well? Just because people gangbang an area doesn't mean it's not the suburbs. Y'all are literally short bus riders in this bitch. Look, I ain't pretending like I know how everything goes down from the hundreds to the 140s. Okay, it's a whole different story. It was saying Beverly is right there. Nobody can call the burbs the jungle, and many more hoods right there. Just say you don't know. The hundreds everywhere get wild, from the hundredths to the 140ths. Okay, there's a lot of back and forth. People arguing over 122nd and Western is being far from considered the Wild 100s. There's been a lot of argument. Okay, they're saying it's a good area, but not downtown, as people have made very clear, did not happen downtown. So I hate when the out-of-towners try and tell Chicago MS what the burbs is and not. If you know the rack, you know the south suburbs ain't shit, but the rack extended. People saying exactly, Blue Island is hood as hell. It's basically Chicago. He was at Tommy's. Okay, all because they was doing this shit downtown. And then the South Loop. We had a super duper good ass run in the early to middle 2000s from Divine to Bevy. Entourage Stone, Lotus Underground, Cherry Red, Transit Lumen. Bitch, we was outside 7 nights a week. Dudes mess everything up, and now they pushed to the burbs like sardines in them hotbox ass lounges. So they're saying the violence is reaching the burbs. Some people are saying it's not the burbs. Some people are saying that's not where it happened. Turns out, actually, it was where it happened. A lot of people have been arguing about this, basically. But it is really sad. You know, apparently Wu wasn't the only person who was shot in the incident. And there's kind of more reporting going around to basically just vouch for the fact that this was what sounded like a targeted incident, and he was with somebody else. This going around, it says Wu from 051 Young Money was with someone else in Blue Island when driving at 1 a.m. He was pronounced dead 2 hours later. The other person is in the hospital. Big loss for 051. He was the little brother of Melly, and he was trying to stay out the way, getting a real job. That's so sad that he was really trying to change his life and get out of this cycle and get out of these streets. And unfortunately, you know, he wasn't able to pull that off. Okay, they're saying Wu is the guy with the hoodie. I don't know why Drilla is trying to say they did too. But we would see, I guess, people saying rest in peace, always spoke real stuff in his interviews. It says Wu seemed like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out person to me lately. Him getting a job and staying out of the way, but still trolling Zoo when he died. I wonder if they got up with him at his job, because you can't work a 9 to 5 in that life, sadly. People saying, yes, you can. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can, to be honest with you. It says trying to stay out the way, LOL, in music videos, dissing ops and showing up at parks, trying to press people. Chicago youth is being played out of their lives, and the politicians are sitting back loving it. They're saying this ain't no political thing. This is a cultural thing. Stop killing each other and stop glorifying it. It's 2025. Don't matter what color you is, religion you is, or where you're from. We all got a phone, and that's all you need to make more money than you can imagine. Until these slums adopt the mindset of F the streets and start discouraging it to the youth, then this won't ever end. Ain't no politician can fix that. The adults in those communities got to start being adults and steering the youth in the right way. Make some effing examples out of them. This is one of those times where, like, I want to get on my soapbox for a minute and just say, like, This is actually a really important point, and I don't feel like we do this in enough of these videos. I try my best to give a positive, thoughtful perspective on these very sad, messed up things that happen in this hip-hop, drill, gangster rap culture. But I do feel like it's just so important to say, you know, this isn't okay. There are other ways. I feel like when that person said, you have a phone and that's all you need to make more money than you can imagine, like, that's realer than you could ever even possibly comprehend. I do YouTube. I do pretty well off YouTube. Okay, I don't have to be outside. People say, Ross, they're going to catch you here, they're going to catch you there. I ain't really got to be anywhere I don't want to be, and I don't go places I'm not comfortable. And if I'm not comfortable, I'm gonna go with security. I can afford it because of the stuff that I do on the internet. Whether or not you agree or disagree with what I do, I am the beneficiary of a culture. I'm not talking about the rap culture. I'm talking about technology culture, okay? If you got a phone, you could do drop shipping. You could do YouTube. Why? People always say, oh, you're a white guy in hip hop doing this stuff. That's so wrong. I love to see a young black man come through and do his thing and get his money making content about stuff he's interested in. You know what I mean? And let's not make assumptions and generalizations that, you know, every young black person coming out of an area that's got problems has to be talking about hip hop. You got a nerdy white guy talking about hip hop on YouTube doing well for himself, because that's what I'm interested in. Maybe a young black guy coming out of these areas that have these problems might want to make a channel about anime. Maybe that's what he's into, okay? Maybe that's another way out of the streets. And when I went and did talks in prisons in the UK, and I told young guys and older guys that were going through serious sentences, maybe getting to the end of their sentences, trying to get out and change their life, I told all of those guys of all different colors and backgrounds, but people that had unfortunately got on the wrong side of the law, YouTube is just one of many ways that you can actually make a name for yourself. You can make income for yourself. You can build a business bigger than you could get a 9 to 5. You're not going to be judged. You're not going to be, you know, struggling to get an employment, struggling to get a job interview. This is something you could do. Some people make money on Instagram. Some people make money on TikTok. You got drop shipping. People sell courses. People do, I don't even, like, there's just so much. There is just so much. And it's sad to see how Wu went out, you know. Some people are saying he was dissing people, but he was trying to get a job. He was trying to change his life. These things don't happen overnight. So I do want to just pay my respects to him. Rest in peace to Wu, and basically just make it very clear for anybody that's young, that's going through these scenarios. And I said this at the end of my Stockton video on the main channel. There is another way, okay? You can make money online. You can do other things. You could get a job. You can change cities. There is nothing stopping you. You got so much potential. I'm talking to you, like you watching this video right now, who's going through it, maybe dealing with some of these issues, or maybe even thinking, I don't know, maybe the streets is for me. I'm telling you, it ain't got to be, okay? Maybe it's for some people, maybe it's not for other people. Some people don't make it out, okay? So I just want to make that very clear and just give some positive encouragement in this video, because I think it's just so important to get that across, okay? It's interesting, though, because the way that people are kind of debating this, people are saying shit ain't never going to stop if we're being real. People are saying, yeah, you're right. Jeff was an example of why you're right. That wasn't sad when he died. It was what needed to happen and righteous. He was going around literally murdering people, murdering children, and his effing parents bragged about it. The D-suckers on here are all slobbering on him because they're like 15-year-olds living in the suburbs and their parents pay for all of their stuff. But if you look at the reality, guys like Jeff, like Von, like Melly, they all need to die. That's crazy comment. So they ain't compatible with civilized society, and for this stuff to stop, it needs to become civilized. People send you out of pocket. It's kind of out of pocket, but it's like, bruh, when Jeff died, Jeff went out exactly the way that he said he was going to go out. He went out doing exactly what he said he was going to do. And really, he went out being stopped from doing something that he shouldn't have been doing in the first place. And maybe it's on a different scale, but the same thing with King Von. Like, King Von went out trying to go toe-to-toe with some serious gangsters, okay? And yeah, it ended up coming out of a rap beef, but it's like, he had the music. He could have just not been out here antagonizing people. And whether that was antagonizing people from his hood or other hoods or people he met online or people he met in the music industry, he put out bad energy and it came back. So put out that positive energy for you people today, okay? People, put out positive energy today. Everybody, all the people watching this, let's just focus on some positive stuff, all right? People saying he was on here or the other sub a few years ago. He even answered some questions. Apparently that was their third brother, D-Will, not him. RIP to Wu. It seemed like he had morals and intelligence more than your average gang member. Wish he had enough sense to fully leave that life behind him instead of being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. When it's so many deaths behind it, there is no living regular life as a civilian unless you leave the state and stay far enough away that it's more of an inconvenience to get you touched than to let you live. And even then, you always got to be paranoid that it catches up to you until all the people playing the game are gone. Then you got to be a real asshole just to get a job. Then you got to be a real asshole just to get a job in the city you beefing in because you were sitting duck for 7 to 12 hours a day and you put in every single coworker you work with at risk of being collateral damage when they finally come to get you gone. Okay, some people ain't agreeing with that. They're saying they definitely got the drop on his job. He about was getting off. People saying listening party at Tommy's Place bar. He got shot leaving out the bar. People saying this one hit the hardest for me out of all the deaths I've followed since the Chicago drill scene. It is really sad. Apparently the Green Lamb thing is somebody else. Okay, they're saying the guy in the Green Lamb. They're saying it was Zoe from Fly Life. So I guess we got an explanation of who that was. Now, what's interesting, okay, is the exact circumstances of the shooting. They're still not entirely clear. But in the day leading up to it, okay, 051 member Drilla was heavily promoting his listening party on social media, and we just saw in them comments people talking about listening party. I'm not going to lie, this is super ominous, okay? He apparently posted on Facebook, listening party for my mixtape Sunday, everybody slide. And people saying, everybody, huh, Drilla? LOL. And he replied, he said, everybody. People said, nah, I'm back, buckle up. And someone else said, everybody, like who? Dude, shut up. And someone else saying, can I come? I don't know who that is, but there have been people speculating on Reddit that basically this event might have played a role in what went down, in maybe his location being compromised. Maybe this is what was going down. Maybe this is where it went down. Okay. And people have been saying Wu and Drilla, this is what ended up happening. Okay. I don't know if that's, they're saying 051 Wu got killed at Drilla's listening party, confirmed. I don't know if that's Wu basically reposting that Drilla was having this event and that he was going to be there. But obviously, when you're the brother of 051 Melly, like, this is a notorious figure who had a gang of bodies, all right? They, talk of a seriously high number, like on his way to double digits type bodies, okay? So people were just furious at this guy. People probably wanted to hurt the people around him. People saying, oh yeah, I just remember Drilla had a show last night. He said DM for the low. It must have gotten into the wrong hands. That's really sad to see. He was saying today is Sunday. People, he got killed when the day started. He said confirmed. That's not confirmation. Was he going? Did he leave already? People aren't sure exactly on the timing of that. But obviously, with such a famous member being connected to, one of the most notorious killers from over there with issues with a whole lot of people had their responses and something to say. Okay, Mimo600 reacted to the passing of 051 Wu. He basically said, you got to be street smart. Don't get smoked out there, LOL. Okay. And he basically posted this with the song Off the Leash, doing a little promo for himself. He was saying, this is the most confused MF in the rack. If he ever gets clapped, the whole city going to be trolling even his grandma now, right? They're saying, nah, for real, bro, I thought he was pushing peace. Ain't no peace in Chicago. The main ops still beef and people beefing old homies too. This shit off the internet. Now, I want to say one thing very clear though. 051, and this comment says it, 051 were not pushing peace. They never were. Now, I don't know for real. He linked up with J-Main and Ruger. Okay, Ruger from the GD connected to FBG Duck. They from, MOB, 63rd, all of that stuff, all right? 600 got bodies with MOB and Jaro. Okay, so that was really crazy. But Like, Mimo wasn't over there pushing peace with no 051 members. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think you could see nobody pushing peace with no 051 members, okay? But people are hating. They said misspelling smart is irony at its best. He's smart. He said smart. I didn't even notice it. He said you gotta be street smart. Shout out to Mimo, man. I fuck with Mimo. But misspelling smart, SMRT. This is gonna be the Simpsons clip, ain't it? This is gonna be the Simpsons clip. I bet it is. You know, we all know this one, man.
Smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
Ah, man, listen, it's not really time for that, okay? But basically, people saying Mimo in the wrong for this, okay? But he wasn't pushing peace with those guys particularly. Now, one person who has been talking very hot non-stop recently, okay, especially since the death of Lil Deuce, right? If you know about Lil Deuce, DMG, Scoom, all of that stuff, go and watch my other videos about him and Kill Bill and everything with that. But THFG, baby, he been very disrespectful lately, okay? He been disrespecting everybody. He popped out, he replied on a post about Wu passing away. He said, poof, like, disappear, you gone. Very, very sad, okay? Not cool. People saying G-Baby talks so much. If he goes, it will get awkward. They're saying, well, everybody got a death date. People saying, same with Drilla. You act like it's only G-Baby. He been beefing with 051 since he was like 10 years old. Wu is Melly's little brother, and y'all think they ain't finna diss? What the F? Okay, they're saying exactly. Everyone be talking shit. Why are you only pointing at G-Baby? Okay, he is very disrespectful, but that's what gets a lot of people on. The disrespect and the dissing and the going back and forth is like, that's kind of what works with the Chicago stuff. I'm not condoning it, but this is the culture. They're saying it was okay when them dudes was dissing Zoo. You're acting like it's not a cycle. Both sides going to get the belt. So they can diss Zoo, but he can't return the favor. I get it. Not going to lie, THF takes L's, but they always do what they say they're going to do. People saying it really blows me, Pauls, how dudes don't realize they're going to be next if they don't leave themselves or change their life, but dudes think they're the untouchable one. I'm not going to lie, so many people have put it out there, dissing, smoking people, saying they're never going to get got, saying they move correctly. I think, like, people need to stop talking these bad situations into existence. Okay, they're saying the belt getting swung for Zoo. People saying, did 051 do Zoo? They claimed it. There was a lot of back and forth. Drilla admit Wu, and the other got Zoo. Wait, what? Drilla admit Wu, and the other got Zoo. Saying yes. I'm guessing this is kind of being pushed as almost was like a diss to what was going on with Zoo. So if you go and watch the Zoo video, you'll see the guy wearing the grey Nike Tech was about a foot taller than the guy wearing all black. Wu and the other guy in the picture are about the same height. Yeah, I don't know. So another notorious THF member, Buddha Man, okay, he posted a pic of Bayzoo. And obviously there's all these rumors. We're still trying to get to the bottom of who was responsible for Bayzoo's murder. There was rumors that it was, you know, all them BTBG 6300 DMG guys. But then now they're saying it could be 051 might have had something to do with it, okay? There was a lot of people that wanted THF Bayzoo out of the way. And this is another post THF OC just posting the Grinch, basically saying the Grinch ruined Christmas for these guys. It happened 3 days after Christmas. They're saying the AI Grinch picture is crazy. Saying them dudes are really going 1 for 20. Says they definitely his bro. THF ain't playing about Big Boss Bayzoo. Okay, they're saying 2 to 20 right now. It's actually mad. This says them boys are not going to play about Zoo. That man was really the face of that THF stuff and raised everything over there. Them boys ain't going to stop no time soon about that stuff. People saying no BS. It's going to get to a point where MFs are going to start saying they villains and they're going to call them the bad guys. People saying that Grinch picture was tough. Now, Bayzoo's baby mama also posted, okay, and this actually surprised some people, but at the same time, it's like, you can't, how can you say they wrong? Posted a picture of Bayzoo flipping the middle finger, okay. They're saying this Bayzoo better BM. We got a deleted comment. People saying 051 probably killed him in general. Doesn't mean that Wu did it. Some people, I'm assuming this was asking, did Wu do it? But basically, they're just celebrating like they're hurt people. And I think everybody is like pretty much just eager to celebrate anybody that 051 has a problem with passing away. They're saying that this post was actually Bayzoo's own son, Lil Zoo, reacting to Wu's death. Okay. Posted a picture of Bayzoo with the gun fingers. Then another picture of him, just a tribute. THF G Baby no auto on there, okay? People saying it's a never-ending cycle. They're saying 051 got Zoo, but y'all gonna know in about 6 months. So they're saying 051 might have been the ones to get Zoo. Maybe, you know, they were saying guys were popping out, BVC Lil Sam popping out in the grey Nike Tech, maybe to just get a little motion. But they saying it could be 051. People saying, yeah, they're ops, but let's not act like Wu was the real GB, the real getbacks. Okay. But we don't know. It is actually scary. I'm not going to lie. It's actually scary. And there was another post about Bayzoo's son actually dissing 051 in the midst of this tragic news. And so this was just another post. It said, what Zoo say? I need 20 for 1. So apparently they're really trying to get that 20 for 1. I wonder whether it's like, even if 051 aren't actually responsible for the murder, like, are you just counting, you just going to kill everyone and put belt to every single gang that you ever had issues with, even if they ain't responsible? But then again, people said in that comment, we might find out in 6 months time that it was actually 051 responsible for Bayzoo. And honestly, that would have made the most sense. Okay. Once again, never ending cycle. You kind of found out for following a Chicago rapper's dead friend's son on his private Instagram account. You in too deep. Saying you in way too deep. I've seen dudes go deep. This comment's gone left. I'm not gonna lie, this comment's gone left. Hope you don't go down that road. People saying if he's speaking like this publicly, it's too late. He's liable for the belt now. Saying Lil Dude ain't doing nothing but putting a target on his own back. But they saying he already in this, born, not sworn in. Okay, allow Lil Dude to talk his stuff. But when he gets posted on Squid Ape, you're gonna stay. He should have stayed out of it. But they're saying, hey, listen, he decided for himself he wanted to be a participant in this. It is what it is. They're saying, bro, following a little kid on IG who's not even a rapper, you a strange man, my boy. Okay, but look, it's been getting posted around now. Like, we're gonna have to look at it. Okay, we need to know what's going on. He posted that publicly. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't say close friends or a private story or anything like that. So that is just what it is. Now, obviously, there's been more reaction, more response, and another legendary THF member. Okay, a real handler. All right, Lil Law, not the other Lil Law. Okay, they're saying Lil Law will be able to see that I viewed their story. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if I was already blocked from viewing Lil Law's story, but let's just see. He's going to see. I'm in here. All right. So is this a picture of them with Zoo? Basically with King Von, Where I'm From under it. All right. We don't want to play that song. They posting him with Zoo. This is 6 hours ago. Basically just posting tributes. And it's not making it completely clear. Saying pop out, hit one of us. Okay. Man. So obviously in the midst of this happening, there is a lot of posts going around basically saying 051 might have indeed been the person that got Zoo. I think from seeing all of those posts, it's hard to believe like that they would have had nothing to do with it, because it's just like, you guys are really happy. We're seeing people posting belts. Like, come on, man. They're saying, you think 051 got Zoo? THF having a blast on Instagram right now. I know the D riding shorty with the funny shaped head blue. They're showing a Dior belt. People all laughing in the comments. THF member, we already saw G Baby, but it's just a compilation. People saying, THF little twin, you fried. Dudes get went on and they go hide. Well, I'ma want blood for mines. That's THF G Baby again. So basically, they're saying at first, I didn't think so, but the fact that it's mad of them THF dudes posting Zoo and trolling like a MF makes me believe that 051 or at the very least had something to do with it, especially since it was a 051 face card, but who knows? Even if THF believe 051 did it, doesn't mean it's certain either way. RIP to Wu. Bro, when Drilla posted it 2 days ago, now it already confirmed. People are saying basically that this picture was like trying to say that these is who got Zoo. I don't know if I could believe that. They're saying plus Wu start to rap in like the got hella point. When Zoo died, he fake contribute him. We got a better sentence structure in future Sharikology. Says all that designer stuff and dreads and Drilla still ugly, right? People saying no D-riding stuff, but one thing I noticed, the joke is never on for THF for too long. So boy, this shoot finna get bloody. 051 the same way. And 051 are not to be played with and not to be trifled with. So I wouldn't be surprised if 051 are going to be back out there doing crazy stuff in the aftermath of this. But it is very sad. It says either THF just going to put belt to whoever trolled Zoo when he died, or 051 got him. They stay posting pics about Zoo and THF G Baby and saying he want blood for mines. Okay. Twin alluded to it on his live. Right, people were convinced that it was BSC, DMG versus THF. This is getting wobbly. I'm not going to lie, this just made a lot more sense. They've got a lot more deep history with 051. It actually does make more sense, even though there's this whole new thing going on. So I think they're trolling because they go in Hood Trophy for Hood Trophy. Zoo is the biggest name in THF, and Wu and Drilla are the biggest names in 051. Even if like specifically 051 didn't get Zoo, their beef is still active. Like there ain't no reason that they wouldn't be going head to head and like beefing with each other and dissing each other. Okay, well, it wasn't trying to show that on the screen, but anyway, the headline of this Reddit post says 051 Woo just got killed. Does this confirm that these two are part of Melly Way, or are we still thinking they Zay's people? And obviously the image is of the guys that ran up on Zoo, but that's off screen now. But it says, I don't know, but did you pray or thank God when you woke up this morning? Well, let's all pray and thank God, man, that we're even here. People saying, man, you never effing know, but bro working a 9 to 5, back doing interviews and stuff when he'd been quiet for years. Easy as hell to get up with an MF working a 9 to 5 in the street stuff. He was an easy target. They're saying he was a solar engineer putting solar panels on houses, according to his interview. Highly doubt he was working in the middle of the night, early Sunday morning. He just got caught. Job had nothing to do with him losing his life. People saying he could have done that in any state or city, should have moved away and stayed low key. People saying depends on if he was on parole. Not as easy to move around when you're on papers. Plus, he seemed to acquire a pretty good job. Might not have had the financial stability moving somewhere else. Excuse me, as he had there. Okay. It's just very messed up. All right, let me pull up one more post, because people are basically saying this confirms it. I don't know if this confirms it, but people are saying this confirms that 051 got Zoo 100% because even Tay-Town are posting him. This is TTE Breezart saying long live WAP after Woo got killed. It says, can you guys stop throwing around this confirmed word like THF didn't post Zoo when Eerie from TYMB died? It's pointless. We don't know who did Woo or Zoo. A TTE member also paid his respects to Woo on Facebook. Does that mean the BDs didn't get him? Like, be for real. You really need something more concrete to say confirmed 100%, right? And so you need to stop lying like they claimed Eerie. Once again, if they did, they would be dissing, saying they 100% claimed her. Okay, we're gonna have to look into that later. People saying, I've seen a dude from Taekwon World posting stuff. I guess that means Taekwon World did it too. Also, don't 051 got the most ops in the city? So yeah, everybody going to be posting stuff. All right, they're saying everybody going to be posting. Now, some Redditors have even started already theorizing exactly which THF members might have been responsible for the murder of Woo. And that's now going, really? Well, hopefully I've got a backup. Hang on. Hey, listen, look. Traplaw Ross with the archived post is a scary sight. I'm not going to lie, okay? Because I don't know, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I keep having posts that I want to talk about get deleted from Reddit, okay? And they be hitting me with this one, all right? So I'm backing up posts now, okay? So nobody is safe. They're saying that this was the post that was going around, all right? They said it was Lil Deuce's killer in red and Woo's killer in black. Now, I don't know. Okay, this was posted. It was deleted. All right, they don't want you to see this image, but here it is. There it is. I can't vouch for the authenticity of it. Okay, people are theorizing and they're still posting comments, and these comments are publicly available. Okay, they're saying dudes be throwing bodies on anybody. Right, so a lot of people are upset that these theories are being posted around. Okay, they're saying you saying that, but these be the posts that pop back up later. Okay. People saying anything, and they're saying this with confidence, but no proof. I'm not going to lie. They're saying it with confidence, but no proof. They're saying Lil Deuce killer in the red and Woo's killer in the black. Saying crazy thing is, this dude might be telling the truth. Posts like this always turn out to be correct in the future, and it's got a lot of upvotes. People saying 100 because the dude's probably been watching before he spoke. People just like to doubt everything. They're saying dude went on his burner. All right, they tried to delete the pic. They deleted the pic, but there it is. All right, still there. They're saying 1300 in them overtied with THF, but Grouch ain't get a Lil Deuce. Sosa 49 in the black is believable though. They're saying that's 051 Mills. Slayer Zoo confirmed it. People saying, is that Polo G? Yeah, that's him. So that's them with Polo G. That's crazy. Actually crazy. Like the fact that Polo G be with the demons. I'm not gonna lie. I would not talk down on Polo G's connections to the real streets. Okay, that's facts. All right. Even if Polo G, I don't know if Polo G was getting active like that. I don't know, but he definitely has them real 1300 demons tied in with him. Okay. People saying, how do you think he would have ties to these folks to link with them? And what set is dude in? I forget, and I thought Polo G and their set wasn't really that active, but they're saying Polo G got cousins from THF and spent time in their area as a kid. He knew Sosa since young. THF Muda is his blood cousin, and Grouchy is a young active dude from his hood. Every hood got certain dudes who is active. One thing I learned about some of these posts is they end up damn near true. People saying, I was thinking the same. Dude's clown now, then that turns out to be true in 2029. I don't know if Lil Deuce and Woo's killer is in a picture for real, but 051 Mills killer is definitely in this pic too. People saying, man, shut the hell up. They're going to be saying, I'm the feds. Okay, they're saying this is them behind the post. I just can't prove it. They're saying they might have posted this themselves trying to get clout, but then people are arguing, they're saying putting bodies on random created players All right. But it's not just that post. All right. Others have been saying that Bayzoo's alleged killers were actually in 051 Drilla's recent diss song. Okay. So this was going around. See, I got all the work for you guys today. Okay. People saying, look, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, but it kind of makes sense with everybody posting Zoo after Wu got killed. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a song. I got to be careful, but let's hear this.
School grade digger. You know I stopped this rap shit and be out here stepping. I be trapping, rapping, shoot. My brother say I'm the GOAT. I buddy rap that shit, but ain't them cars block that up say we.
Bayzoo killers in this video. I got 100 for you. South Carolina, send it through. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Send it through, South Carolina. Zoo killers in this video. The 2 niggas and the driver is in this video.
Whoa. He's saying Zoo's killers, the 2 dudes and the driver are in that video. Bro, I don't know. I don't know if this is the sort of thing you like. This is one that, look, this is one of the most high-profile murders in the Chicago drill culture, perhaps ever. I'm not going to lie. Bayzoo was serious. Like, Bayzoo was seriously connected. So if you really put in all the killers and the drivers and everybody in this video dissing, it's a problem.
It ain't police shit. I bet you the police being figured this shit out. And we just now talking about it. And, you know, little birdies be in my ear all the time. I just wait for the perfect opportunities to say certain shit.
He said the police been figured this out.
THF Bayzoo killers are in this video.
What?
I'm talking about on the screen.
That is wild, okay? The way this drill should go, he probably right. Woo, do Zoo, or who? People saying he don't know nothing. Why is he telling on them like that? Saying, I see nobody matching the description of the 2 shooters. Uh-oh, Fed blogger on the scene. They want to blame the blogger. You want to put killers in videos and then blame the bloggers, man. It's crazy. So in the wake of the news, it's not all dissing. Okay, 051 members have actually responded and posted tributes and just given their kind of thoughts on Wu passing. This is 051 Kaimion basically speaking on it. He said, you so wrong on my kid, but war you bitch ass dudes on my kid forever. My rounds, you gave it to him, brother. F was you tired. Then my rounds, you gave it to him, brother. F was you tired. Looks like he got killed by ops based on Kaimion's choice of words. I would assume it's the ops and not by friends. People saying, what language is this? All right. It's not easy to understand, but people saying this was easily understandable. You so wrong on my kid. He's saying how can you just die on me like that? And he merged it on his kid, and all he did with the first sentence was replace love with war. My rounds, you gave it to him, brother. F was you tired. Basically saying my day one, you was given the other side hell. You must have been tired of this lifestyle. I'm not going to lie. This dude's saying it's easily understandable, but the way he's broken it down is actually extremely helpful. Okay. He's saying my rounds, you gave it to him, brother. F was you tired. Must mean that he's asking his brother why he was moving loose. He gave the ops easy score. But also, I'm not going to lie. When he says you gave it to him, my brother, I could believe that to him basically low-key be like dry snitching, saying, yo, you did Bayzoo. Like, you gave it to him. Was you tired? Like, you killed, like, you just caught a famous body. And, like, why would you go out like that? Why would you go out tired? Why would you go out and just get caught lacking like that, basically, okay? Is interesting. Now, other 051 members would respond. We got 051 Tristo here giving his thoughts on the situation. And he's saying, oh, my son, everybody going to pay. And again, this is just the cycle continuing, man. Hurt people, hurting people. They said 20 versus, they said it would be 20 people dying for one death of Bayzoo. Now the ops saying the same thing, saying, I got you. Don't know if that means revenge. Don't know if that means spiritually. He says he definitely spinning. Look at that second pick. People saying, I was just saying that when you go around flashing with an MF, that's different. The bond is crazy as it sounds. They're saying they flash it. I mean, yeah, it's 100% right. How many dudes you've been fishing with that are friends, probably under double digits? That's a special bond. So they out fishing in this picture. So he's saying is that when he says, I got you, he really going to be sliding. They was out fishing, doing extracurricular, you know what I mean, side quests together. So if your man gets bodied, number one rule is you body something back, then you live with the pain. That's so sad, man. They're saying Dirk did something similar, and now look at what slide for Von got him. So I just want to remind everybody, this isn't the way. This isn't the way that you want to go out. This sliding, it does not lead to anything good, unfortunately. Okay, so I saw his post not long ago. Tristo will unfortunately lose his life as well. Well, if he does not leave and change his course, all of these guys are living up to the statistics. So they're not trying to hear that. He in get back mode, man. It's sad. Now, hours before Wu got killed, his baby mother actually made a very eerie post. Some people thought this was a little bit strange, a little bit chilling. But this is what she posted. She posted, took my last loss this year, not taking no more losses. And apparently that was posted by Woo's baby mum / fiance just hours before he passed away. And people saying that's actually crazy. It's so sad. People saying she packed all her belongings and left Chicago. People saying that's why I don't say stuff like this. I was repeating something that Honeycomb Brazy said in the song about February. The worst pain that he ever had was my cousin died that month in February. Fuck. Worst pain he ever had, and my cousin died that month in February. Fuck, that words be powerful. They send power of the tongue. It's facts. Okay, your thoughts create your reality, right? So I'm going to use my words to just wish nothing but positivity and just like overcoming to the streets of Chicago and the young people going through this situation in Chicago and myself. Okay, we want to just push nothing but positivity in the new year. Okay, let's just focus on good stuff. All right, we can research these things. We can understand what's going on. We can follow the important stories and the important tragedies that are going on, but let's do it with a positive view in our hearts. Okay. So this is the last post I want to show you on a similar line, and let's just try and stay positive, man. It says, damn Woo, bro was really changing his life for the better. Hate to see this. Fly high, high Y. Okay. Changing his life. Dude just shot a breezy for being and said, hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Okay. I didn't say that, but that's a comment. That's a comment. That's crazy. That's actually a crazy, brazy comment. It says, exactly. He fooled us all when he started working a 9 to 5. He got that school diploma, but then the breezy incident came and he made it clear he didn't drop his flag. It says, why cap like that wasn't him shooting? Even the big tooth dude said they almost shot him trying to get him and breezy. Some people saying he ain't have a pipe on him. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't expecting to see that comment. It says he probably wasn't even the dude they wanted for real, but since Drilla and trolling Zoo so bad they went for anybody affiliated, man. It says, nah, honestly, I feel like you're wrong. Woo has such a big name. They probably wanted him badly as Zeus Killers or Drilla, for example. Probably as badly as Zeus Killer or Drilla, for example. Anyone connected to 051 Melly really is like, they're going to want you, okay? They're going to want you. It's very sad. All right, look, I'm going to wrap it up there, man. Look, it is really sad. Even though this is somebody that clearly was involved, he was clearly deep in what was going on. He had historical and family connections to what was going on. The cycle continues, man, and this is only going to lead to more violence, more sadness, more mothers grieving. So I don't like to see it, honestly. I really don't like to see it. But I'll keep you guys updated, man. If I hear anything more about this situation, if I see anything more concrete about who was actually responsible for Bayzoo's murder, you know I'll update you guys. I've been trying to get to the bottom of that for a minute. Rest in peace to Bayzoo. Rest in peace to Woo. It's just so sad, man. It's just so sad. These guys know what they signed up for, but at the same time, it's just a never-ending cycle, and I do want to see it improve and stop at some point, okay? But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm out here, gang. Peace.